Welcome, STMA cabinet makers. This video is going to be showing you how to draw the wall cabinet, or at least getting started with the wall cabinet. This is the wall cabinet that you will build and get started with. It is a great little cabinet that can hang on a wall and in a bathroom, in a bedroom, in a garage, in an entryway, lots of different places for you, and store some of your cool and most treasured items. So how did we draw this? Well, first of all, make sure that you already have your STMA account and that you're logged into STMA and you have a little St. Michael Schools logo up there. And then simply click on it. Looking for the Documents menu up here, you'll go to Create a New Document. Now, you're only going to do this once for the wall cabinet. And so I'm going to go Wall Cabinet Demo. All right. And here comes the project. And when Onshape opens up, you get two little tabs down here. The first one is a Part Studio. That gets you drawing parts. Now, you're going to have to access your plans, your PDF plans of the wall cabinet. And you're going to be looking for page 2 where they have the sides on there. And let's see here. I don't think I can switch my screen. Nope. All right. Sorry, I had a PDF opened and I was going to show you those plans, but you'll be able to find those plans in the Google Classroom where you found this video. So sorry about that little delay there. All right. So getting started with the wall cabinet. When we get started, we want to start drawing the sides first. And those sides are, if we look on the plans, they are 7 by 28. So what we do is we create a sketch. And we get to choose a sketch plane right here. I like to choose one that kind of represents how the part's going to fit in the cabinet. So our sides are going to go up and down, and there's going to be a left and a right. So I'm going to choose this sketch plane. It doesn't really matter which one you choose, but it does make it a little bit easier when you get to the assembly stage. All right, so I clicked on it, and you'll see that I got this little outline right here. I'm going to go ahead and right-click on that and choose View Normal to Sketch Plane. Then I'll go up here and grab my rectangle tool. I like to start in the center there, but it doesn't really matter. And I'll just draw a rough rectangle with this box around it right here. That tells me that I can put in a number, and I'm going to go ahead and put in 7 inches and hit Enter. And then 28 inches for the height of this piece, and I'll hit Enter as well. And so now I've got the rectangle drawn for my side. I will approve of this sketch by clicking on that green arrow, and I'll grab now the Extrude tool. You'll notice these tools all change, so I'm going to go grab the Extrude tool. I'll click on this rectangle, and I want to rotate it a little bit so you can kind of see what I am doing here. And so by clicking on it, you can see that it got a little thickness to it, and it happens to be a 1-inch thickness. And I want you to type in 0.75 because it's going to be plywood, and that is the thickness of plywood, 3/4 of an inch. Okay, so there is our piece of plywood. Now it's time to start putting in the dados where the shelves are going to go. And so what we need to do is create another sketch. We'll go up here to Sketch, and we are going to click on this surface because that's where we want to draw. So we click on that surface, and you'll see that another sketch plane shows up. I'm going to go ahead and right-click on that and go View Normal to Sketch Plane. All right, now I'm going to start drawing on that surface. I'm going to use my rectangle tool. And I want you to watch real closely here, okay? This is going to save you a headache. I'm going to click on this corner, and it's natural to just go all the way over here to the edge, but that's what we're going to want to do in the end. But for some reason, Onshape creates an error when you do that, so don't do that. Just go ahead right here and just draw a rectangle and click. All right, now I know that this line is 7 inches, so I'm going to type in 7 inches and hit Enter. And then this is going to be a 3/4 of an inch, so 0.75, and I'll hit Enter. Now, again, we could have sketched that rectangle, but it would have given us an error. So by doing it this way, we avoid the error. Now, we're going to go ahead and put one similar up here on top. I'm going to do the exact same thing. Grab my rectangle tool. Oops, I already had it chosen. And grab that corner and sketch a rectangle, type in 7, hit enter, type in 0.75, hit enter, and I've got that rectangle, and now I've got to draw another rectangle right in here. And so I want to share with you, where do we draw that? Well, we have to come up 9 inches from the bottom here. Okay, so what we need to do is draw a line up here to give us a point where to start that rectangle. Or you know what else we can do? Let's do it this way. Sorry, I just got this idea. We're going to use our rectangle tool, and we're going to draw our rectangle just like we did before, and we're going to make that 7, and we're going to hit enter, and then we're going to go 0.75, and we'll hit enter. Now what we need, though, is we need this dot to be 9 inches from that dot right there. And what we're going to do is grab this dimension tool right here. So we click on that dimension tool, and I click on that dot, and I click on that dot, and I pull the dimension out here in a place I can read it easily, and I'll type in 9 inches. There we go, 9 inches, just like that. So now I've got my piece right there. I've got my 3 rectangles drawn, and now I'm going to extrude those. But what I'm going to do is I want to take material away. Now this is 3/4 of an inch thick. All right, we want to go halfway. What is half of 3/4? The answer is 3/8. So we want to go 3/8 of an inch into the board. I'm going to click on each of these rectangles right now, and you'll notice that they extrude out 1 inch. Well, I got to fix that. First of all, I'm going to type in 3/8 of an inch, which I can do 3 divided by 8 if I want, and you'll or you can do the decimal, which is 0.375. Next thing I'm going to do is hit remove up here, and you'll notice now they cut the little rabbits out. And just a little fun fact, this is a dado and this is a rabbit, and the only reason that's a rabbit is because it's on the edge of the board, and the only reason that's a dado is because it's in the middle of a board, but otherwise they're pretty much the same thing. All right, so we're done with that. We are going to approve of that extrude. And there we go. Now, at the moment, this piece could be a left side or a right side. When we put the back rabbit in the edge, that's when we define it as a left and a right. So here's what I'm going to have you do. Before we do that, I want to go down here to Part Studio 1, and I want to rename that to left side. All right, and I'm going to click out of there. And then I'm going to save us some more time. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to go to duplicate. And what do you think we're going to call this one? That's right, we're going to call it the right side. So we're going to right click on this, rename it, and call it right side. All right. Since this is the right side, we are going to, still on the right side, and if you get them wrong, it doesn't really matter in terms of labeling. As long as you make one a right side and one a left side, we don't care what the name is. But we're going to put a little rabbit right down this edge right here. And so we have to create a new sketch. We'll come over here, click on sketch, click on this plane right here. And there we go. We'll right click, go view normal to sketch plane. And I'm going to grab my rectangle tool, and I'm going to come along here, and I'm going to grab that, and I'm going to go all the way down here. And I don't want to click on that line, but I do want to make note of that number. Look at that number right there. It's 26.5. Okay, 26.5. I'm going to go ahead and just draw my rectangle like I did before. And I'm going to type in 26.5 and hit enter. And in this case, I want to come in 3/8 of an inch. So I can type in 0.375, hit enter. And now I have a rectangle that's going along the back side there. All right, we'll go ahead and click on the sketch. And then we just need to extrude that again like we did the others. So we come along here, extrude, and we'll click on that, and we'll click on that, and we will change this to 3/8, 0.375, and we'll hit remove. And there we go. Now we have, oops, let's approve of that. And there we have it. That's what you're going to do in the real life too, by the way. You're going to cut these rabbets and dados first, and then you're going to cut this back edge on your piece. And that's after you cut it 7 by 28. All right, let's go ahead and finish this left side. I'm just going to go ahead and put one more rabbet right along the edge here, and then my video is going to be done. So if you picked up on that, you can go right ahead and quit this video. But here I go. I'm going to click on this plane with a new sketch. I'm going to right click and go View Normal to Sketch Plane. Grab my rectangle tool. I'm going to draw a sketch rectangle. We know that it's 26.5, so I'll change. Oops, I had my rectangle tool chosen, so I'm going to hit, we're going to get out of there, and, oh, I got to restart again. Oh, dang it, hit the sketch, and get my rectangle tool. All right, that's 3/8, and 26.5, enter. There we go. And now I need to extrude those. And we're going to go 0.375, and we're going to remove. There we go, and we hit approve. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have a left side and a right side. All right, come back and check the video out for making the shelves that go in here, and we'll get started with the assembly after we draw the shelves. That's video number 1 for you on the wall cabinet.